What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to All Elite Wrestling Review, the show from November 5th, 2021, where AEW Rampage was live for let's see, when was the last time they've been live? Was it because of the whole CM Punk return to pro wrestling thing? Returns to the first dance, the second episode of Rampage. That's at least I could think of. Or tends to last time they were live. Or tends to AEW Rampage, because the rest of the shows were tends to Rampage moving forward after Punk return was all pre-taped, especially what tends to AEW's Grand Slam event, which was a huge big moment too, by the way. But yeah, so AEW Rampage was live for this show. I believe if I recall where they're at here for this. Where were they at in this one? But I guess we'll get to that later. But Excalibur, Taz, and the FTW champion Ricky Starks were on commentary. And again, I'm trying to figure out where they were at. I'm pretty sure they're still in the same venue. I mean, not the same venue. I meant to say in the same city, I should say, or state, wherever have you. But I digress. Let me just take care of this. Let me see here. All right, bring it a little bit closer. All right, so yeah, so this show was live, and basically during this time, hours I mean, I won't say hours, 24 hours after hearing the the WWE's news on, they were on talking headlines and all after the releases of 18 lists of superstars from that company. Some never got a chance. Some never never got over. Some got fucked over. Some were treated unfairly. Some were not given the light of day. It makes me ashamed as a pro wrestling fan, that WWE is doing this type of shit. In fact, they should be ashamed themselves for even calling themselves a wrestling company or a wrestling promotion after all this. But I digress. Anyways, I'm just stalling, folks, because I'm trying to figure out where they were at. But I guess we'll get to that later. But we get to the opening match. Bryan Danielson comes out. Like, huh? I didn't hear anything about Bryan Danielson wrestling. And then all of a sudden he's facing Anthony Bowens of the Acclaim, being accompanied by Platinum Max Caster. And again, I'm thinking to myself, when did this happen? Like, why is this happening? So Max Caster starts doing his rap like he always does. Talk about Bryan Danielson and his cucumbers, because Bryan Danielson is a vegan. Just don't say anything about cucumbers in front of the Undertaker. Because the Undertaker is one thing that's the Undertaker is afraid of in this world, is cucumbers. Don't remember the reason why he's afraid of cucumbers. I think Paul Bear may have told him that story, about that. Rest in peace of Paul Bear, by the way. But also, Bryan Danielson, is hearing Max Caster rapping about him and all that, right? And then Max Caster talks about his wife's reality show. I'm pretty sure talking about either Total Divas or Total Bellas. To me, it's total trash, total garbage, total dumpster fire. Like how Rose to the Trash is also a trash reality TV show as well. Which, by the way, watch my check out the trash of that one. So anyways, and then not understand why Bryan Danielson versus Anthony Bowens happened, because Max Caster did a rap where it tends to to basically to take it home of his rap by saying that he's gonna and he ends careers just like Bryan Danielson's father-in-law and careers. Because it's accurate. Because for those who don't know, Bryan Danielson's father-in-law is John Laurinaitis, who is the executive vice president of talent relations, and he was one of the guys that had to call in these wrestlers that made the cut of being released. The whole "I wish you well in your future, but we wish you well in your future endeavors." People power. So yes, now I understand why Bryan Danielson versus versus Anthony Bowens happened. Now, if anything, it should have been Max Caster versus Bryan Danielson. Since Max Caster wants to rap about Bryan Danielson, about this whole thing, instead of Anthony Bowens. But nevertheless, it was Bryan Danielson versus Anthony Bowens, and match itself was pretty good. Wasn't a 5-star match obviously, but it was still a good match though. Max Caster did get involved in the match though. But in the end, it didn't matter because Bryan Danielson is winning with the lapel lock, and there you go. I think he may have taken a shot on Max Caster because Max Caster got involved. In fact, let me double check if that was the case. Okay, I remember now. Bryan Danielson flings Anthony Bowens on top of Max Caster. So in a way, Bryan Danielson still ended up taking care of Max Caster at the end of the day with a high cross body. And then the label lock did his job when Bryan Danielson going over. So that's basically what Tony Khan decided to book this match. The way it was it was booked because of the WWE situation of firing all these stars. So this is because Tony Khan is going to be in charge of the rappings where it pertains to Max Caster moving forward after the whole debacle happened on Dark, which was months ago. But I digress. But yeah, this was a impromptu came out of nowhere of a match that we didn't know that was going to happen. Now I'm pretty sure it probably was announced on Twitter, but then again numbers don't even follow Twitter that much on Twitter since about what's going to happen for tonight's show. On that night's show, I should say. But I digress. Anyways, but it is what it was. So there you go. We go backstage and we see Tony Schiavone interviewing Andrade El Idolo, MJF, and the AEW. The Triple A, I should say. World Tag Team Champions, FTR, who are Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood with Tully Blanchard, with FTR being the greatest luchadors of all time because they are holding one of the luchadors titles in AAA, and that is the AAA World Tag Team Championships, that makes them the greatest luchadors of all time, and they don't even have to do flips to prove that. So, anyways, so basically, this whole interview happened, with the partnership, with Andrade El Idolo paying, the Pinnacle, for helping Andrade, basically helping Andrade beating Cody Rhodes because Andrade can't do it on his own, right? So that whole thing happened. So FTR says that basically they call out Death Triangle, where it seems to the match, against the Lucha, the Lucha Bros. Basically, to face them before they face the Lucha Bros on Full Gear. So I'm assuming it's going to be Andrade El Idolo, FTR. It's going to be against the Lucha Bros. Obviously Lucha Bros and Pac. So, which is probably going to be the home show of it. So, and there you go. I'm going to say about that. Which I'm looking forward to, by the way. Which is that match for Dynamite. Now I'm assuming they said something about Dynamite. With the Lucha, Death Triangle versus Andrade and FTR. We'll see if that ends up being the case on Dynamite or it's going to be on Rampage. I don't remember or recall, but I guess we'll find out later when we get to it later. Because next we get to CM Punk and Eddie Kingston face-to-face confrontation. CM Punk comes out. He's waiting for an apology for Eddie Kingston. and Kingston's music plays, but he doesn't come out. And Punk's like, he's surprised. He says, oh wait, here he comes, because the Mad King does not want to come out while his music being played, because that's a WWE thing, by the way. And ever since WWE has been doing that type of shit, all wrestling promotions start doing that type of shit. Not New Japan Pro Wrestling though. New Japan Pro Wrestling is different because they're better. Not trying to take a knock at AEW or Impact Wrestling or Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor does that type of shit before too and all. Like I said, all wrestling promotion does that and everything. And it's all because of WWE. WWE does that type of shit all the time. Like sometimes it'll be cool. Sometimes it'll be when it's needed. But when WWE does it, when it touches the whole overkill, when one person comes out with music and another 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 person blah 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 blah, that whole thing. It gets tiresome, and it's the same old stick that they always do. But at least they don't overdo it. AEW doesn't overdo it, but at the same time, it doesn't like that, so that's why that doesn't happen. Hell, NWA, they don't do that because they're not about music. Their music's more sense to their weekly shows. So, and they don't do that period, so which is great. But anyways, so Eddie Kingston, he comes out. He's enraged. By the way, he's mad. Again, he's the Mad King. Yeah, if you didn't know, now you know. Sorry, I had to take care of something. Anyways, so Eddie Kingston comes out. He's he says that he was homesick and was too worried to about pissing CM Punk off. And Eddie Kingston reveals guys like CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Homicide, the Amazing Red were heroes to him. Basically, he's revealing dirty laundry here. With saying this whole thing, which is great because if anything comes out of CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston pertains to the match at Full Gear, which it ends up being part of what's gonna be. You gotta hear these shoot promos between CM Punk and Eddie Kingston, and this is one of them. So as he's mentioning on these names, he says and he sees CM Punk as a narcissistic bitch to surprise the fans and cheer for him. Yeah, so the fans were behind Eddie Kingston with this whole thing. And again, I'm trying to remember what city they were at. I really sure wrote that. I really sure don't that do before But okay, we'll get to that later though. We'll get to it later. But the crowds were behind with Eddie Kingston with this whole thing. So CM Punk admits that guys like Eddie Kingston did watch his work, and they felt and basically they felt like he felt short. He then proceeded to call Eddie Kingston a bum, and the crowds did not react to that very well. They were not happy when Punk said that about Eddie Kingston, because if there's anything that Eddie Kingston is not in pro wrestling, is a bum. John Cena on the other hand, is a bum because of how he wrestles and everything that he's portrayed as well. So Jinder Mahal is a bum. But basically, the whole bum thing, Eddie Kingston replies by saying, "Will a bum main event Full Gear?" Basically last year against John Moxley, who was the AEW World Champion at the time. Get well soon, by the way, Moxley. We're all pulling for you. Eddie Kingston warns that he'll land a big juicy slap if CM Punk doesn't like that smirk off his face, right? Then he lays out a challenge to CM Punk at Full Gear, basically saying, fight me," and it got me reminded of the whole Aleister Black thing, the whole fight me. And Eddie Kingston kept saying this, fight me. Not like this though, not how I'm saying it, but you get the point. And basically, he says, he wants to fight him at Full Gear, right? CM Punk says, nah, I don't think Full Gear is suited for you. Maybe Dark Elevations. Crowds boo, by the way. Like, nah. If we had to watch a match between CM Punk and Eddie Kingston just to sit through these dark shows, I'll wait until Dark is now premiering, and then I'll wait to watch it on archive. But other than that, but obviously it was not gonna lead to Dark Illusions or Dark. In fact, those shows should not be happening anymore, especially Dark on Tuesdays. But Punk proposed that he basically he agrees to to Atkinson, he will fight him. And Atkinson had one more statement to make. He says if he wins, Atkinson saying this, if he wins, he basically just want to see a Punk to basically he wants Punk to leave, to take 7 years hiatus and all that. And then Punk took offense of that and headbutted him, and they start fighting. Also, before I get to what happened afterwards, at the whole fight thing, Atkinson says something about how no one in AEW wants CM Punk. He doesn't want CM Punk there. No one in the back wants CM Punk there. They're afraid to say it, but Atkinson ain't afraid to say it. That no one wants him here. That's another thing I need to mention too, by the way, which is that promo. And so after Atkinson says he wants CM Punk to leave and take another 7-year hiatus, and Punk and also from there they start fighting. We get referees come out to break it up. No avail. Shakir comes out to break it up. Help out the referees. No avail. And then all of a sudden, we had a couple of Dark. How ironic that CM Punk mentions Dark Elevations and Dark, and we see a couple of these Dark, wrestlers from AEW coming out to break up the fight of Punk and Kingston. That was funny, and that was it. I thought it was great. The interaction with CM Punk and Eddie Kingston was great. Things that we don't know of. Now, maybe it was just all to build up for something and all that and everything. For the match for Full Gear, but it wouldn't surprise me if that ended up being the reason. Oh, by the way, and Bryan Danielson's name was name dropped as well by CM Punk, because even Bryan Danielson. Because remember, with Bryan Danielson, since the promo that he took Eddie Kingston about he has no heart, no passion, all that, since to being a world champion. I believe that's a shoot too with Bryan Danielson. So in a way, there's some kind of truth there with this whole thing, because after all this with Bryan Danielson and Eddie, at this whole thing with Eddie Kingston and CM Punk, all the promos, I guess what Eddie Kingston they were saying is some kind of a truth there, Maybe guys like Samoa Joe, Amazing Red, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, the other name that was dropped too, by the way. Let me just double check here. Homicide, yeah. Revealed that they looked at him and like they said nothing special on him or whatever. It's not that he's not he ain't gonna cut it, right? But Eddie Kingston ends up proving them wrong, but except for one thing, he's never been world champion though, which is unfortunate. Because he is pretty good. But I don't think when it comes to a mainstream company, I don't think Eddie Kingston is aiming world championship material. Maybe in Ring of Honor he could have been, in Impact Wrestling he could have been, especially in the days of TNA wrestling. If TNA would give him a look. But other than that, very good wrestler, but never thought him be a world champion. And some people thought he's not world championship material, which is nothing wrong with that. But anyways, but that was the but the promo was great, the interaction was great, and then the fight was great too. And now all we gotta do now is see what happens at Full Gear, which obviously we all know who's gonna win that one. But we'll get to more of that when I do the preview. Christian Cage is being interviewed by Tony Schiavone, with also with Jurassic Express of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and issued a challenge to the Super Click at Full Gear in the Falls Count Anywhere match. So we're going to get a Minneapolis street fight with the Inner Circle versus the American Top Team, and now we're getting Super Click versus Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And there you go. That was it. Not much to say about that. Then we get to Jay Cargill and Mark Sterling at in the front row watching on this next match, which is the TBS Women's Championship Tournament between the Bunny versus Red Velvet, and we're in this match gets to face Jay Cargill. So Red Velvet, once the bunny got in the ring already, she starts running down the ring and starts fighting with her, and they start having at it. Red Velvet went for a spinning heel kick, and the bunny didn't feed into it, and she took a bump. Like she botched it, but not even feeding into it. Basically, she had a scare delay there, like afraid to get hit by Red Velvet's spinning wheel kick. So she made it look stupid, and then we get to a part where Red Velvet had taken to the outside by the money because Red Velvet followed the money after taking that bump, of the spinning heel kick. I'm assuming that happened after that whole thing, which is just as leaving the ring, and they start fighting outside the ring, and basically trying to get Jay Cargill's attention, and then the bunny gets the advantage on Red Velvet, and then there's some kind of curse stomp in the way, grabbing the arms of Velvet, and then Samus to the steel steps, which didn't look that good. I guess they try to make the best of it, but it still didn't work in a way. But in the end, it was Red Velvet getting the win with this final slice. And I'm like, thank God, because they were teasing the bunny win here, but down the rabbit hole finisher that she's gonna do. But she, Red Velvet counter and went for the final slice and got the win. And she started having an interaction with Jay Cargill, because those two have history. And I'm glad they're having that stare down and just a history. And as I predicted, Red Velvet wins to go up against Jay Cargill, and in the tournament, So there you go. Match itself, it was whatever. Red Velvet did great. The bunny was not so great, as I thought, because she's a dumb blonde. For Dynamite, let's see. AEW Dynamite, we're saying still coming this week. AEW World Championship contract signing between Kenny Omega, the champion, versus the challenger, the Hangman Page. Pac versus Dax Harwood. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Jimmy Hayter and Rebel versus Ty Conti, Anna Jay, and Thunder Rosa, which I thought it was going to happen. Matt Sydal and Lee Morelli versus Dante Martin and Leo Rush. And Bryan Danielson versus New Japan Pro Wrestling's own Rocky Romero from Chaos. So I guess the match with Death Triangle is going to happen on the next Rampage show then. So which is great. So there you go. And I'm still trying to find out what city they were at for Rampage for this episode. But we'll get to that, because next we get to Mark Henry interviewing the triple split screen of Johnny Hungay, John Silver, versus Budge, baby, Adam Cole, baby, So basically, they start covering promos to each other, and it was time for the main event of Budge, Adam Cole, baby, with the Young Bucks, versus John Silver with the Dark Order. Even though the Dark Order, when they came out, because the whole thing when Dark Order comes out, and then they sent one of the guys to the ring, and then they leave. But eventually they came out though, which was Alex Reynolds and Evil Uno. But it was John Silver versus Adam Cole in a very good match, very good fun main event match here. And John Silver did the whole Budge baby thing, and they teased John Silver getting the win over on Adam Cole, but we all knew he was gonna win. But it would have been shocking if he really did get the win. And then he had Adam Cole selling the whole thing with his head because of the whole concerto thing, which I thought was a well play. That was done. But in the end, it was Adam Cole getting the win because it's all about that boom. Adam Cole, baby, not Budge, baby. But there you go. That was Adam Cole getting the win, and that was it for your AEW Rampage results for this All Elite Wrestling Review, the show from November 5th, 2021. St. Louis, Missouri. There we go. My God, that was killing me. So yeah, the St. Louis, Missouri crowds did not like CM Punk on that night. Besides, him coming out and all that, and then you're making those remarks and all that, to Eddie Kingston, a bum part, the whole dark innovations part, where instead of having that full gear, basically undercutting Eddie Kingston, the whole thing. So there you go. But yeah, but Talking About Wrestling, 3 matches, and my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go with an 8.5.9 out of 10. I thought the show was a little bit better than Dynamite, because I really wasn't into Dynamite that much, but it was still a good show though. But this one ended up being better. Rampage. But that being said, folks, I am done. Thank you all for watching. For It's the Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets for you to be well. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. Everything that's going on in the world. Wear your mask. Get your hands sanitized. Wear your gloves of any time. Any type. I meant to say. What the hell's going on with me? Get vaccinated. Don't get vaccinated. Whatever. It's your choice. Your body, your choice. And that's what I'm gonna say from now on too, by the way. But make sure you be better, respectful, appreciative, to love one another. God bless one another. Live in peace and harmony for us all. For I am out here. Ta-ta for now. And remember, folks, peace to the asylum.